everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Transparent Homeschool. Today I'm bringing you a super quick video about the read aloud choices that I chose for the 2022-2023 homeschool year. Like I said in a lot of other videos, I get most of my ideas for the upcoming school year's read aloud selections from the Good and the Beautiful book list. And again, if you're not familiar with what that is, I will link it down below, but it's basically Jenny Phillips and her team read a whole bunch of books, and they go through and they rate them on content, on educational value, merit, language, things like that. And they give them just a rating. They have two lists. They have like a good book list and then like a do not read list. And so I basically try to focus on the reading list. But there are some classics, that we grew up with and we read in school that I kind of want my kids to read. And so what I'll do is I'll go on the do not read list, and some of them are on there. And I'll kind of see what they say, and then I'll kind of just make my own judgment calls. There have been times when something has been on the do not read list that I have read, and as we go through the book, I will skip over parts that I don't think are appropriate, or I'll change wording, things like that. But for the most part, I do get a lot of my books, if not most of my books, from the book list, the reading list. Like I showed you guys in my homeschool space tour, I keep my read aloud books right here in this basket. And that's because throughout the year, the books that we've already read, if my kids want to kind of go back and read them, I just leave them right there. And then they can reference or they can read them again if they like them on their own time. But that's where I keep them, and I'm just going to grab this basket and I'm going to show you guys what we have chosen this year for our read aloud selections. Okay, so we are now we're starting our 5th week of school, and we've already been through 2 books, but I still have them here. And so I'm just going to kind of take out from my basket as I go along. The first book, The Chocolate Touch, this was a really cute book. We actually got this on Audible, and so we were able to read or listen to this. We did about 20 minutes a day, and that took us about a week and a half, and they really liked this book. The next one I have is The Dead Sea Squirrels. This is actually a series, but I bought book 1, 2, and 3 for my son about a year and a half ago, and I think he forgot that they were there. But I was like, let's just read this, see what it's like, and then if he likes it, he can read the other books on his own. Well, we actually really enjoyed this. My daughter really liked it too. So I don't know if I'm going to try and stick book 2 and 3 in there somewhere. It's a cute book. The one we are currently reading is Stone Fox, and again, I got this from the Good and Beautiful book list. The Sword in the Tree, The Sign of the Beaver, Sarah Plain and Tall, A Tree for Peter, The Poppy Seeds, Lee Lun, The Lad of Courage, Mystery in Pirate Oak, Robert Rose the River, The Donkey Prince, and then the last one I actually let someone borrow. Actually, funny enough, it's The Borrowers. And so we were supposed to read The Borrowers last year. We started reading it, and we weren't really into it last year, but we did watch the movie, and they ended up loving the movie, and now they want to read the book again. And so I will have to get that later, but that's the last book that we're going to be reading, so I don't need it quite yet. So if you notice, all of these are really old. They're they had that old book smell. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? This book was published in 1965, and so it has the yellow pages. I mean, it's in really good condition for how old it is. But I had to go onto Thrift Books and Amazon for a whole bunch of these. They're not new by any means, but we do enjoy the older books because there's a lot more merit and character and all of that in these old books, and I think that's what the Good and the Beautiful book list kind of does show, are these gems that we wouldn't know about because these are old books. Again, this is published in 1965. My mom was a young child in 1965, and so it's it's really cool to have these on hand and to share them with the kids, because it just shows just different ages, different eras. The language is different, and so there's lots of good conversations to be had there just about the language in general. So again, we have a whole bunch of different books. I'm really excited to read them because I've had like a kind of like a running list of books that I keep adding as they update the book list. I think they do it, periodically. And so I go on there and I check, and then I'll add books to the list that I want for future years. And so these are just, they've been really good so far. And there actually hasn't been a whole lot of books that we've read, and we've been homeschooling for 5 years now. This is now our 5th year. In 5 years, there's not been a book that I'm like, this is a terrible book. That's not true. Mrs. Pigglewiggle, I did stop reading. Mrs. Pigglewiggle, I did not like at all. So we did stop that book. That's the only book in 5 years. Everything else was thumbs up. I really liked. The kids really liked. But yeah, those are all of the selections that we're going to be reading this year. And like I said, we've completed 2 books so far, and we really enjoyed them. And so I can't wait to read the rest of them. So thank you for watching this super quick video. And hey, if you are a book nerd like me, give me a thumbs up. If there are titles that you guys have read that your children absolutely love, leave them in the comments below. I'm always looking for suggestions for read alouds, always. And so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!